Welcome back to another edition of the Pitch, Putt, and Puff podcast. My name is Roger, aka RGB. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Before we introduce the guests here tonight, I want to take a quick second and give a shout out to our sponsors. We got 420 Bliss located at 740 Hoosick Road in Troy, New York. Make sure you stop in there, check them out. They got everything you're looking for: flowers, pre-rolls, edibles, tinctures, vapes, disposables, you name it, they got it. Let them know the Pitch, Putt, and Puff crew sent you. Ty and her crew will take great care of you. Also, make sure you check out TroubleOffTheTee.com. TroubleOffTheTee.com. Use promo code RGB for 15% off. As well, for a limited time, we got the buy one, get one on the polos. Use promo code PUFF. TroubleOffTheTee.com. And don't forget to check out the book on Spotify, written by Marty Mandan and, narrated by Jake Adams from Country Club Adjacent. So make sure you guys check them out. But tonight, we're going back to the golf world. I'd like to introduce Scott from Desert Fox Golf. What's up, buddy? Appreciate you jumping on.
Hey, Roger. Thanks for having me on tonight, man. Nice to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you taking the time. Definitely working with the time difference and such, so appreciate it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into golf?
Yeah, I'd love to. So, for me, long-term golf enthusiast, addict, if you will. I played golf back in high school, got turned on to it. I lived just up the road from a golf course called Butler's Golf Course outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Okay. So that's kind of where I'm from originally. We always say we're from the East Coast, but the East Coast people tell me I'm from the Midwest. The Midwest people say I'm not from the Midwest. So I'm stuck in that Appalachia area, apparently. Anyways, yeah. So grew up in that area. Started caddying out of Youghiogheny Country Club. Just fell in love with the game. I'm like, I love the lifestyle. I was like, oh, this is pretty slick. And so started to get decent enough that I could try out for the high school golf team. Managed to make it onto the golf team there, and had aspirations of playing college golf. And this is back in the 80s. And, I don't want to say that, we weren't as good. It's just there weren't as many good players, right, as there are today. So I was like, oh, maybe I have a shot. And I didn't, but I didn't know that at the time.
Right.
So you do make it to States, my junior, senior year, but I just a different caliber of golfer once you start to get up to the true competitive level. Ended up going to Penn State. Tried to walk on there. Coach and I was in there at the time, and he's like, hey man, just go, get a couple of top 10 finishes, that type of thing. And when you're a 17-year-old kid, you're like, nah, I don't think so. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to work for it. So ended up going a different direction. So that was the end of my professional golfing career at high school. But obviously you just stay interested in it, so basically went off, graduated from college, started playing Arizona, Golf Association types of tournaments, whenever I moved out west here. Was always very interested in it. You kind of dabble, hey, I'm going to get competitive. Maybe I'm going to be good again. And you kind of get the, handicap down to single digits, and then you get low and you start to, hey, I'm going to be scratch, and next thing you know, it bubbles right back up and, you're a 10, 12 handicap again. So, I've been fortunate enough now. I live, out here in Arizona. So you play, 365 days a year, as long as you can handle the heat in the summertime. And, a couple of years back, I decided to start a golf company. So, it's just kind of, sooner or later, you try to always, work on that, align your passion to what you want to do. And if those two things, can marry up, then, it's not really work. It's just doing what you love to do every day.
Yep. Now, how long has the business been up and running?
Yeah, we just celebrated our 6th year.
Believe it or not. So it started 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, started back in 2018. The marquee product that, we basically is the cornerstone foundation of the company is something called the Phone Caddy. If you haven't seen it, we like to claim it's the best cell phone holder in the golf business, right? So we built it primarily because of, the evolution of golf apps, right? We saw that coming down the pipe with, GPS, yardage, real-time scoring, swing analytics, all of that stuff. It's amazing. Even to this day, people are, no cell phones on the course. I don't want to hear somebody taking a cell phone, ringers going off. I'm like, dear God, man. I mean, do you not know that you can silence your ringer? It's not a phone, people. It's a pocket computer. I mean, it is what it is, and like I said, I grew up in the 80s, right? I mean, I knew there's no such thing as, distractions on a golf course. Of course, we didn't have cell phones back then, but, as this thing evolved, I watched that. I saw how it all unfolded. But the data is there. I mean, it's just starting to become less and less and less of a thing. So, fast forward to where we are now. We started with the phone caddy. It's just been an amazing product, and we've been fortunate enough to add different attachments along the way, introduce some drinkware product lines, and
Hmm.
then just this past PGA show down in Orlando, we launched a new Bluetooth speaker for golf as well. So
Nice.
it's been a crazy ride. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, because I don't know one group of people I see on the golf course who's not playing music nowadays too. Like that was the thing a few years back. You never heard any
Yeah.
music. Now it's like if you don't hear music, it's awkward. You always hear music going. And like I was telling you before, my buddy, he bought one of your caddies probably three. It's got to be about 3 years now. The kid would lose his phone. I mean, walking from the couch to the fridge. He's one of those guys,
Yep.
and he would always just throw it in the cart somewhere or leave it on the seat, and it would fall off. And oh, I got to check my yardage quick. Throw it on the seat, shank his shot, and then go look for his phone when it's time to check his GPS again. Well, it was on the seat, so now it's 120 yards back, and
Yep.
go looking for it. But then he bought one of those, and we just set it there. I had the GPS for me. He had the GPS for him. Like it was perfect. It's literally the music's playing. You got everything you need right there.
Yeah.
The speaker though, what's the speaker model you have? Is it also going to be able to like attach to the card as well?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Oh,
we went
cool.
magnetic on the speaker. It's interesting. That's another fun one. It's like, oh, I want a magnetic cell phone holder. Well, I mean, your cell phone's over $1,000. This speaker is not.
Right.
So, for us, a magnet on a speaker makes perfect sense. It's fast, it's easy. You put it up there. If it knocks off, it knocks off. It's not going to be the end of the world if it breaks, right?
Hmm.
But I mean, with a cell phone holder, I mean, you just simply can't, risk knocking it off. When we were doing all the early prototypes, we had magnets on the cell phone holder, and I knocked mine off at least twice, and that was two times too many for us. We were like,
Yeah.
let's put a strap on it. It's Velcro. There's not a person that doesn't know how to use Velcro. I mean, that's what you put your kids in when they get started, right? Where they don't know how to tie a shoelace.
Yeah.
So, pretty much everybody in the world is going to know how to use a Velcro strap. So, we did deviate from that model a little bit with the speaker. We went with the magnet because it is a lot faster to just get it up on the golf cart. You understand why we did it. It's a lot less expensive. Did some really cool retro stuff. We brought back the volume knob and the power knob.
Oh
So,
yeah.
for speakers, we just kind of sat down and we're like, what don't we like about a speaker and how could we design something different? And I'm just tired of the little buttons and trying to mute it whenever you get to the next tee box and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
literally it's a push button. You rotate it to turn it on. It's a knob, right? You turn
Yep.
it on, turn it
Yep.
up for volume, turn it down real fast. And of course, it controls your cell phone. So if you did want to use the side of your phone to turn the volume up and down, you can do that. So that's super fun. The other reason we built it was for customization.
Hmm.
So a lot of the stuff we do are for golf events or for corporate promotional types of products. And if you want to logo a speaker, oftentimes you're trying to logo it on the grill of the speaker. If you even have a remotely complex logo, you lose all of that design and everything
Right.
that's on there. So the entire front of the speaker is just like our phone caddy. It's a nice flat surface. It's great for doing logos, full customization. And then, because we put that facing you whenever you're in the golf cart, we built the two tweeters or two speakers, angling out away from the speaker. So when you're away from the golf cart, you can hear the ambient music and the
Yep.
noise. Obviously, you can hear it when you're riding, but it's not blasting at you. So you can actually carry on a conversation with the guy that's
Yeah.
in there next to you. So that was all part of the design element. We made it reasonably small. I mean, it fits in the palm of your hand. So it's not one of these really big, bulky, heavy speakers that are out there. I mean, sure, they sound amazing, but they're $200, and
Right.
we kind of look at it as purpose built. We have a cell phone holder for your GPS. Don't integrate all that into the speaker. Just make a killer golf speaker that's going to go along with a complement product. So that was some of the design decision. And then the last thing for me is every time I'm out there I have a speaker and I forgot to charge the stupid thing, right? And I don't
Yep.
carry the USB cables with me. So on the bottom of our speaker you just flip open a door and we have an integrated USB cord. You pull it out, plug it into the cart, it'll charge while you're finishing up your round. And more importantly, when you take it off, you're like, oh yeah, this thing needs to be fully charged. So you take it in that night, fully charge it, and throw it back in your bag. So
Yep.
again, we build stuff to be purpose built. We kind of look at something and say, okay, how can we, make this better, a little bit, a little bit more convenient, those types of things. And that's kind of the genesis of the product. There's two of us. There's myself, and then there's Eric Fox, one of the co-founders of the company. And he's the guy behind that, right? I mean, he has a wicked smart, brain on his shoulders there, and he does all the design and comes up with a lot of this stuff. I of course I give my 2 cents along the way, but you have somebody like that that does that, and then I spend my time focusing on marketing, sales, and all those types of
Mm-hmm.
activities.
Nice. And you guys, like you said, you can custom. So I seen you have like a bunch of different designs you put on the caddies, which now you're
Yeah.
obviously going to put on the speakers as well. I might have to get a nice little pitch putt and puff logo put on one of those, because this is like perfect for
Done.
what like for me filming. I try to make it. Some guys we play with don't like to be on camera, so I try to make it to where they don't know when I'm filming and when I'm not. So I'll park the cart a certain way, like, and I'll aim it just at the tee box where I can get there, hitting off the tee, or I'll park behind them when they're not watching me. And sometimes they'll think I'm recording and I'm not, and it's the same. So I can catch like some good stuff. Some stuff I have to edit out for certain guys because they get a little off track. My man, Big Steve, but a lot of it, it's going to be perfect to just place right there, and then they won't even know when it's on.
Yeah, for sure. Well, give me a shout. We'll get something going for you.
All right, cool. For sure. And it fits most phones, right? It's adjustable to fit most
Yeah,
phones?
it is. Yeah, it is fully adjustable. We call it our phone fit technology. Basically it adjusts both width wise and depth wise. It's fully patented. We got 2 patents on the product, which was a real blast getting that thing, through the US patent process.
Sure.
And, of course, it's never going to fit 100% of things, because you have the big wallet cases, for example, that just simply doesn't work.
Right.
If you have a big, huge pop socket with a ring thing on it, I mean, that may or may not work. Sometimes they fit, sometimes they don't. But I'd say the vast majority of the cell phone and case combinations out there, you're good to go. So on the back of the product, there's a thumb screw. You just loosen it a couple of turns. I got one sitting right here since you guys do the video. So there it is right there, right? So you got that thumb screw, you loosen that and the wings expand. And then this one right here on the top, you loosen that one, and then you can slide this front faceplate forwards and backwards.
Nice.
So the combination of those 2 things allows you to adjust it. The idea is, because you own it personally, you adjust it to fit your phone, and then you leave it stored that way in your golf bag, right?
Yep.
I mean, you don't have to adjust it every single time. The other thing that's unique about this when we did it was that the vast majority of phone holders out there, and I would say still to this day, this is the case, the phone holder is designed to clamp onto your phone. So if you do need to take your phone out, you're either taking the entire holder off of the golf cart, and you're holding the whole thing in your hand, or you have to undo it, take your phone out, and then, re-secure it. This is designed, so you can actually slide your phone in and out. So I'll just do it real quick. You loosen this and this, and, you just slide your phone in here. And once this is secured, the idea is super simple, right? This is going to go on the upright strut of the golf cart.
Yeah.
And you're just going to take your phone, you're going to slide it out, yell,
Awesome.
4, shoot 5. Boom, you pop it back in there.
That's it.
So you can tighten it down so that it's not going to bounce out. People ask all the time, "Oh, it's going to bounce out of there." If you have it adjusted properly, it's not coming out.
Right.
We've used these things for, the better part of 7, 8 years. If you go back to the early prototypes, and like I said, if it's adjusted properly, phone's not going anywhere. And usually what happens is the first time you use it, you adjust it too tight. You can't really get the phone out. You loosen a little bit more, and you get a little bit more accustomed to it, and you find the sweet spot for it. So like I said, store it in your bag that way, and then you take it out, you're ready to go for the next round.
That's awesome. So what's your guys, besides like the speakers, like you're going to stay mostly in like the technology side of the game?
I wouldn't say we're staying in there on purpose. It's just kind of, I'm a semiconductor electrical manufacturing type of a person. So is my business partner. So, we both love the technology aspect of it. But even with this phone, phone holder, on the bottom of it there, you can see that little slot that's on the bottom. We put that in there when we designed it, because we're like, we should probably have some attachments. So in the theme of puffing, you slide a cigar holder in underneath there, and you got yourself a cigar holder, right underneath the cell phone holder. So we do have that. We've got a push card adapter, for that. And then we came out with a bunch of drinkware options. Really 2 things that we're starting with. One is a tumbler. So you screw the lid on and off, and we did a really cool design. It kind of looks like an energy drink, but it's a refillable tumbler. And then we can completely customize the design. But what we did that we think is pretty creative is, in the nutrition label, we weave in information about your event, about your podcast, for example, information about your company. So you take your mission, vision statement, core values, you build that all into the nutrition label. So we do those designs all the time for, they make great VIP gifting event types of things, promotional gifts, employee gifts, put
Yeah.
it in the employee store. And then of course, for all the events out there. And then to complement that, this year at the show, we released 2 can coolers. And again, we're more of the purpose built. So we found there's 2 types of people out there. You either want to buy 1 can cooler that's going to fit as many different size cans and bottles and beverages, and you end up with this big, huge honking thing that'll
Yeah.
fit anything. Hey, I bought one, and it fits
Yeah.
anything. That's clearly not us because of the way that I'm acting. Or you buy the purpose-built one, which is super sleek, really small,
Yeah.
and that's kind of the direction we went. So we have a 12-ounce can cooler, works perfectly for 12-ounce cans. So if you're if you're a Bud drinker, Bud Light, whatever, Coors Light, whatever your favorite can
Mm-hmm.
is, slide it in there. And of course, in the world of ready to drink right now, that's just blowing up. So we've done
Blowing
some
up.
collaboration work with a company called Long Drink. If you've
Okay.
never
Yeah.
tried it, go try it. It's a Finnish drink. It's gin based. They're coming out with all sorts of flavors. That works really well in there. We're talking to some of the golf companies that are out there. You've got Lynx drinks, you've got Caddy cocktails, you've got a couple others. I'm just drawing a blank right now, but I
Yeah.
mean, all of these drinks are out there. It's kind of has that golf theme to it, so not really technology based on those two.
Right.
That's more
Right.
of just a classic drinkware and a cool design. But yeah, those are a couple of the things we
But like you
started
said, though,
bringing to market.
accessibility, like on the course, I mean, everybody's like 90% of the guys are drinking.
Yep.
Everybody has their phone out on the course nowadays. Everybody has their phone out, so it's stuff that everybody's going to use on the golf course, which is
Yeah.
obviously perfect, absolutely.
Even if
perfect.
they don't want to admit it.
Yeah, you're gonna use it. Like, I mean, my one buddy, he would always use his rangefinder. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
you're taking so much time. You can literally click a button on your phone. It's going to tell you the exact distance. You play the course every day, so you should know how far you are anyway. And I got to scope it. Then he finally went to the phone, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm 125 yards. I'm 140 yards, and it's
Yeah.
accurate. So opposed to sit there, and it saves so much time. And he puts it right back. He always takes his rangefinder, takes it out of the case, puts it back in the case. I'm like, buddy, just throw the thing in the console and let's go. But he's a
That's
character.
awesome. Well, it's kind of fun. I mean, when we first did this, right, a lot of times your phone was small enough, you would throw it in the drink holder in the cart. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's where you keep your drinks, right? So for a while it was, hey, free the drink holder, type of a thing with the phone caddy, and we decided to build something to go in the drink holder that we opened up for the from the phones.
Yeah, it's perfect. And then with the attachment on the phone caddy with the cigar holder and everything, that's perfect as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely perfect. Yeah, so that pretty much, you got all the different products. Did I miss anything that you guys do or got coming out?
No, not really. I mean, those are the major ones. We got these
Yeah.
cool hats coming in here pretty soon. Don't
Oh,
worry,
there
we
you
have
go.
more. We have more colors than just orange. But
I'm a
that's right.
Miami
That's one of our.
Hurricanes fan, so
Are
the
you?
orange don't bother me at all. Yeah,
Dude, nice, very cool. Yeah, you either love orange, I think, or you hate orange. It's just like
that's
I was
it.
telling you with the can coolers. You
Yep.
either want something that's purpose built or you don't. There's 2 different types of people out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we do some swag from time to time. We just did a big collaboration with a company called State 48. I'll show you the logo. So that's that
Oh,
kind of
nice.
cool guy there. So
Yep.
that we
Yep.
actually have a phone caddy, and then we have some T-shirts out there for that. So
Cool.
I wouldn't call that our core business. I kind of hit all the core stuff, but one of the other things that we do in the event side of the business is we can do full custom gift boxes. That's been really cool. The whole gifting element has just every year it just kind of keeps going up and up and up in
Mm-hmm.
terms of the presentation and the value of things. So we'll do a full custom gift box where you can logo the gift box, and then inside of it you just choose what products you want. So we have some golf towels, cooling towels. We have the phone caddy, obviously, can cooler,
Mm-hmm.
tumbler, and we make some pretty cool gifting experiences. And it just seems like a lot of the private clubs really
Yep.
love those. So if you do a big member guest or a member tournament, you're going to have anywhere from $100 to $200 budget per player. Then hey, I want to do something a little bit more than just adding in a phone caddy to the mix. So
Right.
that just kind of helped us scale, right? So you started at something that's affordable for little Jimmy broke his arm type of a thing, charity tournament,
Right.
all the way up to something super high end.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're covering all your bases there, where you literally, like you said, you can any tournament to the big wigs kind of thing. A little
That's the
basic
idea.
tournament. Yep, absolutely. So I usually like to wrap up the podcast with 3 questions, golf related. What's your favorite club in the bag?
That's a great question, and clearly, if you're a golfer, you realize that you're going to answer that question differently based on what you're doing at the time, right?
Yep.
At no time have all three elements of my golf game ever come into play and been that good. I would say that currently, my favorite club in the bag is probably going to be my three wood.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I am still hitting a Rocket Balls TaylorMade from, I don't even remember when they released this thing. What was it, 2010 maybe or something like that?
The RBZ, right?
The
Yeah.
RB, yeah,
I
exactly,
use the same three wood. I love that.
dude.
So a buddy of mine just gave me another one to try out. I tried
Yeah,
his other one twice and I put it right back in the bag and I said I'm sticking with like the other
yeah.
RBZ,
I,
man.
I have brand new Paradigm irons. I got brand new, Callaway, wedges and stuff like
Yep.
that. But that freaking Rocket Balls, I mean, it's the go-to. It's my fairway finder, and frankly, I probably hit it about 240, 250 off the
Yeah.
tee. And
Same.
I'm an older dude, so it's like, hey, man, that gets it done for me. So easy question there for me right now.
Three wood.
Three wood all day.
You're the first person. I asked this to every guest, and you're the first person to say three wood. I did get an 8 iron the other day. Was the other? I usually get a 7 iron or a putter. Is usually the pitching
Yeah,
wedge. So those three
gotcha.
are usually the two. So when I hear something different, I'm always curious to why. But yeah, I love my RBZ three wood. I got it probably 3 years ago now, and
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. Like you're saying, I smoked the ball with that thing. I just
Yeah, I
hit it.
feel like
I
I
don't.
should probably buy a couple so that I can have them around whenever
Right.
when they all go away, right? It's kind of like
Yeah.
Tiger and
Yeah.
his Scotty, right? He had 100 of them or something like that.
Yeah. Yep. My other question is, you're out there in the West Coast, so you probably played a lot nicer courses than what we
Yeah.
got out here. What's your favorite course you ever played?
This is such a hard question because I've been so fortunate to play so many amazing golf courses. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to play Pebble, and I go to Bandon Dunes on a golf trip a lot. It's I don't know. I enjoy so many golf courses. I mean, I don't want to say I don't have a favorite course because I must.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was in Arizona, I'll break it down that way. I love a course called Quintero. It's way out on the west side of the valley. It's kind of it's a hike to get out there, but it's just an amazing track, amazing layout, amazing conditions. It's just a gem to play. So if you're ever in the valley, get yourself out to Quintero. It's an amazing golf course. Um, Overall favorite course ever, epic type of an experience. I'm gonna have to put myself out on Bandon. And I'll probably actually say, Pacific Dunes.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many great holes along the course, or excuse me, along the ocean, and that's
Yeah.
just not my normal. I've only played Sheep Ranch one time. I actually really enjoyed a lot of the holes that were on there, but I didn't play it enough to really say and commit to it that that's my favorite course. So
Right.
I think I'll just go with favorite club in that mentality. And I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, Bandon's something special, man. If you haven't done it, it's an amazing golf trip with the buddies, and you get out there, and there's literally nothing else to do other than play golf and hang out and have a great time right there at the facility. So I think
Right.
that's probably one of my best.
That's perfect. That's what we're looking to do with this upcoming fall. Because we only get the 6 months of nice weather, so we're looking to take advantage of it. So I think like October, November, I'm trying to make a trip out to California.
Oh,
Bring the
nice.
guys with me, and there's a group that I'm affiliated with out there that they run tournaments all the time. So I'm trying to plan it for like a big tournament weekend and bring
Gotcha.
my crew out to meet up with that crew and play some good golf.
Well,
Um,
we do a bunch of promotional products for for
yeah, no
tournaments and things
doubt.
like that. So, give me a shout. We'll get you set up, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna link you up with Michael. I think that would be a great collaboration. This guy does like a tournament a month. He's got like a whole 180. I think he just signed up his 180th member. So he's doing good things out there in the IE in California. My last question is your golf season is obviously 365, so a little bit different
Yep.
compared to here. But what's one thing you want to improve on this season on the golf course?
Easy answer here, putting. So I went, I got fitted, I got a gorgeous Peretti putter with a stability shaft. I still miss dumb putts, right? And it's all in that brain, you know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
and so I actually went back and just put a new grip on my old TaylorMade Spider, and it kind of helped, but it didn't. So
Yep.
you just gotta put in the reps, I think, and that's what I got to do this year. It's all about putting. Get back down. There's just so many strokes that can be saved on the green,
So
and
many.
just not paying attention to it. You go out and you buy these, $500-$600 drivers. I've had a million of them. And so I finally was like, all right, let me make an investment in my putting game. And so I started down that path, but I gotta complete the journey this year.
Yep. Putting's actually probably the best part of my game. My short game, like anything around like green side where I'm like 5-10 yards off the green and I got to
Yeah.
chip it. I try to get too fancy all the time. Think I can spin it back like the old Tiger Woods video games and hit
Yeah.
R1 and it's going to come back for me or whatever. But that's not the case. And it will check up once and then it will spit forward 15
Mm.
yards. And I only want it to go 5. It's one of those things for sure. But Scott, I really appreciate your time, man. I know you're busy with everything going on. Where can everybody find you guys?
Yeah, so our website is desertfoxgolf.com, and we also have a shortcut to get you there, and it's just dfg.golf. So come check us out there. If you're a big time Amazon person, you can grab a lot of our products on Amazon, but the biggest mix is going to be on our website. The speakers only available there. The tumblers and the can coolers are there. We also have special runs and special drops that we do with the phone caddy. So come check us out at desertfoxgolf.com. We do a bunch of promo stuff, throughout the year as well. We'll, sign up for our email. We'll do a bunch of stuff for members, and we don't spam you. I mean, we're not big email fans ourselves, so we try to limit the amount of times that we're sending out the emails. But we'll do a bunch of stuff over the years, some nice sales, during the July type of time frame, and of course through the holidays and those types of things.
Awesome. Yeah, make sure everybody go check them out. I mean, everybody's seen what you guys do. I mean, if you've been on Instagram and you follow golf, it's been in your algorithm at some point. So you guys definitely, and I'll post a nice reel when I put out the video in the morning and make sure everybody knows what we're talking about here for sure. I'll put the speakers on there and everything else as well.
I appreciate that, Roger.
Absolutely. I appreciate your time and I appreciate everybody tuning in. We're going to take a quick break here and then I'm going to recap this upcoming weekend quick. Scott, once again, man, appreciate your time and appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you.
Take care.
And welcome back to the Pitch Putt and Puff. I appreciate Scott from Desert Fox Golf jumping on. Don't forget to check them guys out. That phone caddy's been around, one of the first ones I've seen. Great product. I've seen them in the past. My buddy had one for a while, like I said in the podcast. Definitely go check them out. I will be getting a custom Pitch Putt and Puff one for sure. Going to be great for content on the course. Easy to film the guys when they don't even know it. So I'll be hitting Scott and the crew up for that as well. But looking forward to this weekend. I locked in 2 tee times. There was a third available, so Anthony from the Upstate Golf Guys booked the tee time, but then forgot that he has something going on Sunday, so he can't play. But luckily, he kept the third tee time for us. Still got to finalize the last 2 spots, waiting on some responses from a couple guys. But the way it looks now, JR will be out this week. He's got the hockey tournament going. He can play this week. He didn't get suspended, so he won't be out there this weekend. Hank will be back out. I actually have Hank tomorrow in our match for our first week of our league, so it should be pretty interesting. He's been playing pretty well. Definitely with the putter. He's been hot with the putter. Bub's making an appearance in the league this year. Was trying to get Big Steve to come back. So the Pitch Putt and Puff crew is definitely making a presence in the Friday Night Golf League for sure. But on Sunday, as of right now, we got myself, Bub, Kev, Steve, Hank Fairway, Panisi, and Brad. Brad's making his first appearance of the Pitch Putt and Puff this weekend. He was in Arizona for the first week and then out with the Upstate guys in Cape Cod last weekend. So it'd be great to see Brad out there. He's played a couple times with us already, just not at Freer, and it was in the middle of February when we were out there. So he was playing good. I'm hoping he's keeping it rolling. Also making the first appearance this year is my man, Rel. Rel's been a big supporter of the podcast, always looking to get out there and golf. Me and Rel go way back to the basketball and football days. He's came a long way with his golf game. He's playing competitive now in some leagues, so I'm expecting big things out of him on Sunday. And, of course, my man Farlito is making an appearance. He just sent me a nice picture of his new Scotty. So we'll isn't Scotty Cameron. We'll see what he comes out there and does on Sunday. So once I finalize the last 2 spots, we'll lock the groups in. But with that being said, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you go check out my DM me if anybody wants one of the towels. I don't have one right in front of me. I have a few left of the towels from the custom rags. Shout out Omar and the crew over there. These things are, people don't even want to use them because they're so nice. They don't want to get them dirty. That's why I went with the black ones opposed to the white ones in here. Here's a quick look at the white one. So I did this in black. I have one left. It's got the smoke. The black one's got the smoke effect in the background. Also has the club scrubber on the back. So definitely get yourself a nice scrubber from the Custom Rag. Definitely check out the Hit Kit as well. And with what you need to put in the Hit Kit, you got to check out 420 Bliss, located at 740 Hoosick Road in Troy, New York. Make sure you stop in there, see Ty and the crew, tell them that the Pitch Putt and Puff crew sent you. They got everything you're looking for: pre-rolls, edibles, tinctures, disposables, regular cartridges, you name it. But the Hit Kit, you got your front 9 and your back 9 here. So stop in there, grab a pre-roll from 420 Bliss. And then my man Marty, Trouble Off the Tee, got to check him out. Make sure you check him out on Spotify. Listen to the book. It's a great listen. You can literally get through it in 2 work shifts and you're done. Awesome listen. Jake Adams narrated it from Country Club Adjacent. Did an awesome job. Also, you got to check out his website, TroubleOffTheTee.com, where you can get this Lincoln Ross hat here. Comes in white and black. It's got a bunch of different stuff on there. It's got some new products coming out. The polos, buy one, get one free. Promo code PUFF, site-wide. Promo code RGB for 15% off. Make sure you guys take advantage of the polos. It's a limited time. Buy one, get one free. It's got a bunch of different varieties, colors, you name it. The guy's got it covered. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll do a recap again Sunday night to recap this weekend, and we will be back for you guys on Monday. Going forward, though, the schedule is going to slow down a little bit. I'm not going to be doing the 5 a week, just a little bit too much with the golf season and other personal things going on. So most likely next week will be a Monday, Wednesday, Friday drop. Monday being the recap. Wednesday I'll drop a guest, and then Friday will be the look ahead of the Pitch Putt and Puff. Possibility of a surprise guest either Tuesday or Thursday. Haven't quite decided yet. I have a couple on the back burner that I'm looking to get out here. But this week was a really dope week. We had the recap show. Appreciate the boys jumping on Monday. Let's see. We had Tuesday. Who did we drop on Tuesday? Or excuse me, on Wednesday we had Jeff. Jeff from Fairways and Dreams, the director of the Golfer Gang Network. Great dude. Done a lot for us. Really appreciate him. We had Squares Golf. They were on the podcast. Bob from Squares Golf Shoes. Can't wait to get my pair. I'm really excited to try these out. I think it's going to make a big difference, especially when it's damp out or wet out here in the Northeast. I really think it's truly going to make a big difference. And then Scott, I got to appreciate Scott for jumping on, working with the time difference. That's always huge. It's not easy to do. So I really, really appreciate that as well. But like I said, going forward, Pitch Putt and Puff going to start getting more content out here. The courses, the weather's finally starting to turn around for us. So hopefully, we can start getting a lot more content. Going to go live on Sunday a couple times. Certain reasons I can, or certain guys in the groups with their jobs and the Puff, and they don't want to be affiliated. Totally understand. So I try to work with the group. And we mix up the crew. So every week I got different guys. So I'll try to get as much footage as I can. So check out the YouTube page, Pitch Putt and Puff. Check out the Instagram, and you can follow this on all podcasting platforms. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, and make sure you go check out 420 Bliss and Trouble Off the Tee. Later.